Hello, hi guys. Okay, should be working. Okay, so welcome everyone to our 19th HappyPwn online tournament on Lichess. So I'm going to comment alone. Oh, let me fix that. There is someone else actually who is invited, but cannot see it. Cannot see him right now. Up. Yes, of course, Magnus Carlsen is here, but only in picture for this stream. So today we're having two tournaments, a beginner and open one as usual. Not many people in the tournament like last time, like last month, but should be pretty fun though. Okay, I'm in France right now, so it's 7:50 a.m. So I have my coffee, hopefully. Like I can handle this stream. So let's have a look. So first about the tournament. As usual, we have the beginner tournament for people like kids below 14 years old. And the open tournament for everyone. So for both tournaments, it's 5+5, so 5 minutes plus 5 seconds per move, and the price for the HappyPwn students. So you will get 100 points plus 10 points for each of your victories during the tournaments. So let's go back to Lichess. So let's see. We have 5 people in the beginner right now. So the tournament starting in 10 minutes. So let's see. We have Gatun, FIFA Technique, Austin, Eliran Raj, and Helemi. Okay, so we're going to follow that closely. I think if still 5 players during the tournament, we plan 7 rounds. Actually, I'm not so sure how it's going to end up, because we have 7 rounds in this Swiss tournament, but only 5 players, so maybe we're going to find out. And the other one is the HappyPwn Open, and here we have a bit more people. Actually, I need to withdraw because I'm not going to play while doing the stream. We have some famous name in our tournament: Umipati, Jesse Fur, Afare, Nathan. Ritz the Blitz that comes to the open. Very nice. And some names I'm not very familiar, like Potato Turtle. Panov Jury, Lupomo Reno, Yakovsan. Okay, I don't know. I'm not sure that these guys played last time. So happy Halloween to everyone, by the way. We have like few minutes, so I'm going to show you guys our latest magazine. So since it's Halloween, we made a small HappyPwn magazine. So it's the 6th. And it's been online for a few hours. So let me show you guys. You can go on HappyPwn Chess website and find this magazine to our students. You will find the latest events, a bit of a sum up. Like our chess camps and chess tournaments at the Alliance Française. A nice game played between Louis and Dandy. I don't know if they're going to join today. And the result also from the previous online tournaments, HappyPwn League Brawl tournament. And okay, this is probably my favorite part. It's like the puzzles from our latest online and live tournaments featuring our students. So a lot of the kids studying with HappyPwn, they will find some of their games in this like 2 double pages. And okay, some of the puzzles are quite easy. Some of them are much harder. Like for example, the red and purple ones. So I will leave it to you guys later if you want to try to do some puzzles. I think it's good practice, and it will be pretty fun to find your name in the magazine, unless you're in the wrong part of the board and you're the one losing, but still, it'll be fun. Okay, and some stuff about the Little Geek Academy with the project of the students, and a lot of puzzles actually. So we have puzzles from different levels up to sky level, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoy this magazine. It's for free, so you don't need to buy the printed version. You can just go online and look at it. You could also, if you want to have it like printed, it's A5 format. You can just tell the admin or Seb or any teacher, and we'll prepare this for you guys. Okay, enough talking about this wonderful magazine. Let's go back to Lichess. I don't have any costume today. Hello Alex, hello Magnus. Happy Halloween, thanks. You too. Jessifer, who won one of the latest tournament actually, I think. 17th, yeah. Jessifer, who is the previous winner of our tournament, so let's see how he does today, but he's commenting on the chat. I think pretty happy that it's Halloween day. Probably one of our young kids, Jessifer. I'm kidding, actually. Is like the dad of Sebastian. And okay, let's see. Guys, to be honest, not so many people. Like the last tournament and this one, it's a bit disappointing. We don't have like many people coming. But okay, I mean 9 is fine. At least it's going to be like everyone going to play against each other. But 6 for the beginner. I hope some more people join. Okay, 7 Titan joined. Omega Punch joined. Okay, that's good. Let's hope some people will join at the last minute. Oh, actually, I really want to play the open tournament. I think I will have some chance. I mean, all these guys, I can beat them. Actually, if Umipati, I think we played together, and was not so easy. I mean, all of these players are not so easy, of course, but I wish I could play. Okay, so 3 more minutes before the tournament starts. To be honest, if not too many people, I might play in parallel of of commenting. I mean, it's not ideal if I play while commenting, but why not? Could be pretty fun. Okay, I hope the sound is good, by the way. If there is some sound problem, you can tell me in the chat, because I did some tests before, and the sound was really bad. I hope it's better right now. Okay, 10. Okay, very good. Okay, Happy Pun beginner tournament is filling up. Like with who joins? Louis Chanel. Oh, nice. And Trio Trevisan. Okay, nice. So 10 students. That's pretty good. Let's go to the open. The open didn't move much. Okay, it's starting in 1 minute. Have fun, everyone. So the stream has just a 10 seconds delay. So I advise you, while you're playing a game, if you watch the stream, just maybe cut the sound. Because I might comment on your game And I think it's more confusing than helping, and also, I mean, of course, you don't want to cheat, so please, if you're playing and watching the stream at the same time, just cut the sound, okay? Like, and maybe don't even watch the stream while you're playing. Focus on your game. So it's 5 plus 5, so it's pretty fast, but you can still take your time, okay? 5 seconds for each move is actually quite a lot, and I see always each tournament some kids playing so fast and finishing the game with 6 minutes or like 5 minutes or plus. It's yeah, it's a shame. You have still a bit of time, so please take your time, try not to blunder. And oh, VRTT joined the Happy Pawn beginner. Okay, so it's nice. Wait, someone left? Alex RTT. Oh. Okay, so it started. Let's go. Let's go, and let's start with the beginner tournament, looking at the game of Austin against Treo Trevisan. Let's see. Austin is actually quite a good player, a very fair play player, playing quite solid usually. Actually, I'm surprised that his elo is 1243. I thought it would be higher than this. And we have e5, e4, bishop c4 for this first game. Knight e6. Quite common, except like moving out the bishop before the knight is not that common, but doesn't change that much. After black play knight c6, it's basically back to very standard game. If you had good eyes, you will see that I have a happy pawn bug, which is actually very fancy. If you want one, I'm afraid it's not possible at the moment, but maybe later. This one is one of a kind. Okay, so knight f3, bishop c5. So we see that students take some time. Trevisan maybe taking a bit too much time for this early game. Like the moves are very standard. Deciding to castle and d6 for blacks. So looks like a Italian opening with early castle for whites. Knight c3, knight f6, very standard. Okay, and they were like d4. Okay, d4. Okay, it's not enough defended, so it's like giving up a pawn. Let's see how it's going. So black correctly takes a pawn. Maybe white missed out that the pawn was not enough defended. And an interesting idea before, which is unfortunately, I think, not working much. So the idea was maybe to remove the defensor from the d4 square to take back the knight and get back the central pawns again, like instead of the b4 pawns. But after bishop takes pawn, we see that the knight is attacked, and white has to do something very fast about it. So Austin already taking a big advantage in the game. And okay, white sees that it has to defend the knight. Okay, so very good, but we can see that after a few moves, the position can be actually pretty bad for white already. But okay, well, black decided not to capture the pawn, so black will have captured the pawn because white knight is pinned. But okay, didn't do. Put his bishop in e6. Bishop straighted. Let's see how it's going now. White has to do something pretty fast now, but it's not easy. So let's come back to this game a bit later, and let's look at another game Let's pick. Okay, let's pick Gatun against Alex RTT. Okay, so let's see. Alex RTT is looks like he's one knight behind. But he has some activity. Very good knight in the center. It looks already difficult. I don't know how he lost his knight. Let's have a little look at the start of the game. E4, E5. So started like and push D4 again. Okay. So yeah, D4. It's a bit like the first game we saw. Guys, you need to be careful before pushing D4. Make sure that you're not giving up a pawn here. Black can just take. And okay, black gives back the pawn, which is not ideal, but okay, let's not go too much into depth. I just want to see where black lost his knight. Okay, so there were like some fighting on the queen ale, and oh, white, okay, sorry, white lost the knight because forgot to defend here. Oh, and also moved the knight, putting his queen just in front of the bishop. So yeah, a bit messy game, but okay, black doesn't see he can take the queen, and instead save the bishop. I capture the knight first and save the bishop, and wow, actually I didn't even see when we arrived at the game that the bishop was threatening to capture the queen. Wow. Okay, so it's white to play. Hopefully white is going to do something about its queen. And maybe we can come back on this a bit later. Well, a bit wild game. Let's go back on Austin against Trevisan. Theo Trevisan. Why am I adding an R? Theo Trevisan. And okay, so to follow up the start of the game. So black didn't capture the pawn on e4. Actually, now it was a bit late because the bishop was attacked. So if knight capture, it was not that clear. Like the queen moves, bishop takes. I mean, still looks good, but yeah. But anyway, black backed up, and white did another big mistake, big blunder, giving up the bishop and giving up the rook. It's not anti-chess. Guys, come on. And okay, this game is a bit wild. I think Theo probably changed his mind and giving up first his rook, then his queen. Looks like a give up. Now giving up his knight. Oh no, Theo, fight up. Don't give up. Okay. Why? Why giving up all your pieces in a tournament? Not good. Okay, and about Alex RTT against Gatun. So the queen is still under attack, and there are still a lot of actions, but finally black sees he can capture the queen, and now it seems very, very complicated for white to do much because, okay, it's 2 rooks and 1 bishop against 1 rook, 2 knights, 1 bishop, and 1 queen. So let's go to another game. I think this one is pretty finished, pretty over. Also, you can see like there is a rook under attack. We have also Savage Abbey against Eliran Raj. So how is this game going? Okay, interesting. It's like 2 knights and 1 bishop against a queen. You can see that Savage Happy has 4 minutes left when Alien Rush took more time to think. So actually, I think it depends a lot on the positions, but 3 minor pieces, like the 2 knights and 1 bishop, can really do the job against 1 queen, depending on the activity of the pieces and the structure of the pawns. So as long as the queen cannot be too active on the board, and is not like threatening to capture a lot of pieces or checkmate, or the 3 minor pieces are actually very, very, very strong. So if you can link your pieces, like for example, knight d6, bishop f5, like just active your pieces, move this rook that is really inactive from the start of the game. It could have been very strong for black, I believe. But here, okay, here there is some issues with the black knights hanging in the middle of the board. But the white queen hanging also. Well, I need more coffee actually. And I think maybe Savage Happy needs more coffee too, because after taking the pawn, white backs up in a very dangerous square, and and Savage Happy maybe just, you know, bring his bishop and like drop it by mistake instead of capturing the queen. But I think he didn't see he could take the queen and just defended the knight. Which is something at chess, you know, like sometimes you find good moves. Okay, my knight is attacked, I want to defend it. Okay, bishop f5 is defending the knight, so it's not a bad move itself, but there is a much better move, which would have been to capture the queen. Okay, so a bit of miss out here. I think, yeah, it's going to be a bit messy, I guess, for the end of the game. Okay, the queen is now very active, taking pawns, taking black pieces, but finally, the black minor pieces are together and pretty strong, so I still believe black has some chance to win this game. Let's see how it's going. Actually, in this kind of position, I think I'm not so sure who I would like to play. Like, the black pieces actually are very dangerous now. And white is actually doing this move that is not accomplishing much, because knights are protecting each other, so black will have just taken the pawn. Black can still just take the pawn. And that's one common mistake that a lot of beginners do, is when you have a piece as powerful as a queen in endgames, it's very tempting to move it all around, but you still have to, you know, not waste time with your queen. Try to put it in some places where there is actual threats. And here we can see like black rook d2 is quite a good move, putting a lot of pressure on white's king and pieces. And black can actually maybe do something here. Maybe knight here, and must be something, or maybe just knight here to attack this pawn and threat some knight here. I don't know. There is like so many threats, I feel like, so. Okay, pushing the pawn is actually not bad, but I think there are like some very, very strong threats right now for blacks. Like the black can threat to checkmate the white king. And okay. And white gives up his rook against the bishop, but it's not just the bishop. Also the pawn is so close to promote. And the black pieces, they're like all defending each other. It's actually very strong. So black can just push and promote, and I think there is not much white can do against that. Actually, checking first is okay too. Okay, so let's see. There are several threats. Oof. Okay, so this is a bit. Thank you guys probably saw rook f2. He's doing a skewer, and after you take the queen, white has absolutely zero chance of winning the game. Rook d5 is attacking the queen, but okay, as long as the white queen is alive, white has still some chance of winning this game. Especially white is getting rid of this pawn, probably. I hope next move. And looks like actually it's pretty interesting. Oh, and here, okay, so once again, it's like a small puzzle. There is one fork in one move, and it's also ending the game right now. So actually, white has to be very, very careful once it's moved. But okay, black didn't see. Black preferred to check, and white king finally takes the pawn. So okay, game is still on. Actually, game is still pretty on. Like if black doesn't see like some nice forks, and white keeps saving his queen, might be white winning at the end. Let's see. That's very tense. It doesn't happen all the time, these kind of games where you have like so different pieces for each colors. Okay, so black keeps attacking the white queen, which actually is pretty good here, because the white queen has no checks. And once the white queen goes somewhere else, all the black pieces are defended. Okay, white queen can still go there to defend the pawn. Has to be very careful about the forks, and oh my god, this is probably the end. Oh no, black doesn't see that he could capture the queen with the knight. Oh my god. Okay, and white offers draw, and black declines draw. Okay, this was very fast. White has no time, unfortunately. I think because of the lack of time, white has to speed up a bit and did this critical mistake at the end. Oh, so sad, but well, that's a game. And the first round is finished. Nice game, say Eleon Raj in the chat. Very good spirit. And we have 15 students in the Happy Pond Beginner Tournament. That's pretty good. We had AKMM. We have Kaden that joined the tournament. Nice, Kaden, and started with a draw with no game. Maybe because joined during the first round. I'm not sure. We had okay, and the other guys we already checked them before. So I'm just going to have a look on the open tournament. We have 11 players. Okay, we're going to check soon. Alex RTT, okay, went into the 2 tournaments. And we had first games with Umipati beating Zenatan. Okay. Afar A beating Alex RTT, who was not playing. Okay. Oh, Afar A with 1900. So Afar A is a very young kid, very talented, amazing at puzzles. Is like really really good, and we're going to follow him during this tournament quite a lot. Let's see how it does. Ritza Blitz, also one of our students that faced Jessifer, who is Seb's dad. So I guess it was a hard game for Ritza Blitz, but fighting. Let's go until the end. Difficult tournament, but a lot of interesting game, I guess, to do. And Rafa A is playing against Umipati, so let's follow this game a bit. And on the beginner tournament, so we're going to follow 2 games. In the open, Afar against Umipati, who is playing the Queen's Gambit. And on the beginner tournament, we're going to follow Titan against Kaden? Let's follow that. Okay, so let's see. So d4, d5, c4, Queen's Gambit accepted by black, followed by knight c3, knight f6, and e3. So white is already threatening to get back his last pawn, and that's exactly what he does right away. Taking back the pawn, and we can already see that white has a better center than black, with the d4 pawns, which is pretty strong. Black is not really controlling the centers with his pawn, so it's a bit better for white already, but okay, no material loss. The game is of course not decided at all, just white controls a bit better the center and is simply developing his pieces, castling, and Alfare is also developing his pieces, maybe already aiming to some attacks. Alfare is quite aggressive player, and white, okay, plays very simple but very solid. On the beginner tournament, oh, Kaden is playing against Titan, but Titan is off, so I guess it's going to be a free win for Kaden, who must be waiting in front of his computer and asking, why Titan, why you didn't come to play with me? And Titan probably in the swimming pool or something, I have no idea, but Titan, come on, come back. Okay, on the other side, Muipati, bishop d2. So let's see how it goes. To be honest, I think Muipati is quite good player. Might be difficult for Alfare, but I really believe Rafa can win this game. So I'm very interested to see how the game develops. It's a part of the game, so after developing your pieces, you have to find out, what is going to be your plan as white, what you want to do for the rest of the game, what are the black weaknesses, how you can improve your position, how you can maybe create an outpost for your pieces, or improve the activity of your pieces. And okay, interesting. So Muipati decides to put his rook into the semi-open file, and Rafa contests the center right away, putting his pawn on d5. Okay, it's changing the knights in the middle of the board, opening more his file. And Rafa is actually doing an interesting move, because after d4 the white knight doesn't have many good squares. He could like try to go to the queen ale, or maybe go here and there, which is also possible, but it doesn't have many choices, right? And white does interesting move, taking first the knight, and if black takes the knight, white can take back with the bishop. So this is quite interesting, but after pawn takes, the knight still have to back up, and black has his two bishops and the queen not far from attacking the white king. So let's see how Rafa decides to play this. Of course, these double pawns, isolated double pawns, are very weak for black. But, this pawn, maybe black doesn't need to defend it that much. Can give it away, and white has also a semi-open file for attacking white on this side, but I also believe maybe black can really attack white depending on what white is doing. I don't play this kind of position that much, but okay, interesting. So Umipati deciding to give up central pawn just to not have a weak knight, but it's quite like, okay, I didn't say it, but we have to notice that here black has a bishop pair of bishops, and pair of bishops is also very strong. Its position is not that close, but after knight here, white is inviting black to trade his pair of bishop against knights, and we'll take back the pawn. So okay, why not? But I think here it looks quite equal with the opposite color bishop. White bishop is on black squares, black bishop is on white squares. So it might end up in a draw. Okay, I'm late in the game. I didn't see. So queen takes pawn. Okay, white could have taken the pawn on c7, but okay, black is a bit ahead, and okay, black don't take the pawn. Instead, decide to play queen b5, and white is taking the pawn on c7. I think it's a mistake. Should have taken the pawn. You want to have this passed pawn on the left side now. It's quite important. Might give some chance for black to win the game. But okay, Rafa didn't take the pawn. Now, also Rafa could have used the other rook to attack, to take the d5, to leave like this pawn protected. Okay, now there are still some things to do, you know. It's both players have some activities. 1 to 2. If white does something like this, black can still do bishop d7. And if black plays something like this, then it will become a very deadly, because g6 will be a huge mistake, allowing white to checkmate with the rook, the bishop, and the queen. So black really has to be careful about that. Can still play different type of moves. I think probably bishop d7 might be the best, and after taking back the queen you attack the rook, and you can defend with a6 so you don't lose this pawn. And that's what Rafa does. I like it, because if you try to do like, I don't know, something like a rook here, white can still annoy you with, okay, maybe not, okay. But I like bishop d7, looks like it's a holding ground. Okay, white moving the queen, and now black can save his pawn. And after rook d1, threatening to take behind. Actually, wow, looks... yeah, I think queen here is much better, because... wait, the... yeah, queen here is much better. If white pushed the pawn, rook d1 will have been very, very annoying, I think. And queen g3 to protect the rook, and also threat checkmate. In this position, you don't really want maybe to push... yeah, I mean, you can push f6, because you're eventually making the... yeah, I'm not really sure about this, because, okay, like the rook is defended, and there are some threats like this. So the bishop is basically like pinned, and now black has to play around this pinned bishop, which is a weakness. Cannot really move it away. Like, okay, if the bishop moves, of course, queen takes pawn checkmate. So the bishop cannot move, and now the bishop is attacked twice, so black has to defend it twice. And white can now increase pressure also. Or can they? Sava saying shish in the chats of the tournaments of the YouTube. So yeah, it's a very interesting game actually, this one. And let's see that Umipati has only 42 seconds and playing bishop d4. Okay, so releasing a bit the pressure on the bishop and attacking the pawn 2 times. So here there were like 2 options. So if white takes with the bishop, black can probably just take the pawn back. And if white takes with the rook, at least the other rook is not yet pinning the bishop, so it gives maybe a bit more time for blacks. But yeah, I don't really like it for blacks. I still think there are chances to draw. But now white has a passed pawn. And okay, black bishop is not pinned anymore. Okay, the pressure is released, but now it's a passed pawn with a bishop of different colors. So let's see how it's going. I'm not so sure. There are still some rooms for mistakes, I guess. Okay, bishop f5. I'm not really a big fan of this move because the bishop doesn't have a good diagonal. It's just defending the pawn. And white is activating his pieces, wants to trade. Actually, I'm not so sure the trade is the best idea for white, but okay, I'm not sure. And if black takes with the rook, white will like try to exchange more. But still, I think now it looks like a draw to me because of the opposite color bishops. I'm not 100% sure. And white plays very fast rook here, attacking the bishop, so black cannot take the pawn. Okay, black moves away the bishop. And white is trying to make a queen. So let's see. It's a real fight now against 2 good players. Okay, black has to be careful. There are like some trickeries. And oh, black played a bit too fast. And now it's it's a checkmate. Unfortunately, so yeah, here I think several moves. Maybe just go back on f7 probably. Going here is really bad also because white can just push and check, and the king has to back up and losing the bishop. But yeah, here I guess rook f7 was totally fine. Okay, well, it was a nice game though. It was a very nice game. Let's see in the open tournament. Still some games are ongoing. We have this one is a beginner, and we have an endgame between Austin and Kaiserso. I'm pronouncing probably very bad, but and Austin is winning this endgame. 1 rook up and few pawns. These are probably the last moves of the second round. And oh my god! Austin pre-moved! Queen f7! So black played queen g8. Austin pre-moved. You saw the speed at which the move was played, and suddenly black is far ahead. But let's see, there are still some trickstery, I guess. Especially why black doesn't have much time on the clock, so oh my god, looks really bad now. No, Austin, why you pre-move? Why you pre-move your queen, Austin? You didn't need. You have 3 minutes left, plus 5 seconds per move. No need to pre-move. Oh my god. Okay, and so busy end. Okay, this is the last game of the beginner tournament. Let's go back to the open one. Open tournament. We can see after beating Rafa, Umipati is first with 2 points, but equal with Panov Jury and Jesse Fur. And going back, Read the Blitz is currently playing against Lupo Monero. Let's look at this game. Read the Blitz, Lupo Monero, and after we're going to have a look for the first game between Omipati and Jesse Fur. So Ritz Blitz with the black pieces against Lupo Monero with the white pieces. Starting with knight f3, knight c6, playing fancy on both sides, d4, d5, going back to normal openings. Training the bishop against the knight. Not the best, I believe, but it's totally fine. Castle, moving h3, g4, wow. White is having a lot of fighting spirit, trying to attack the black king. In this kind of position, so the idea is nice to attack the black king. There are like several issues maybe. Okay, first issue is very practical. When you push d4 here, you just lose the pawn, having a pin, and even though you open the files in front of the black king, it doesn't look like it's quite enough right now. There's also another issue. It's like it's not very clear if you really want to attack on the king ale, because your king is right in the middle, might be a bit weak. As and almost like also you cannot like queen castle because it's solely open. Don't think it's a good option. So, anyways, interesting. So black captures a pawn, but don't capture with the bishop at the end. Instead, go put some pressure on the knight f3. White pushes a pawn. And here I think reads the blitz. Could have maybe taken the pawn, because after this it looks pretty bad. The black knight is an open file. The bishop is actually participating to the attack, the knight might participate somehow, and the queen will come very shortly after, so... Oh! Let's go back, many things happened, so let's see. So we stopped there with the queen coming. Queen f3, okay, queen's castle, bringing the other rook. Okay, now I like it, because the position of black is so bad with this castle like that open, that you don't really care. Black cannot attack you actually. So black, okay, so white gives up the knight, but I think the attack might be too much. Oh, and okay, white's check, and actually it's really fast. So black has only one move to defend, which is actually not even saving him much, I think, because after rook takes, the pawn cannot move because it's pinned, and there are so many threats. So if black moves his king, can only move to h8 because the queen is controlling h7 and the rook is attacking, and that's what happened. Like the black in the game, black moved the king, and white checkmate in one. And if black decided to move the bishop here, I think just taking here, threatening my mate in one. Black cannot move his king, cannot move his pawn. White black cannot move like his queen here because white will just take and the bishop is pinned. Cannot move his bishop too. It's pinned. So looks like there is absolutely nothing to do here for black. Instead, like, yeah. So okay, this was way too strong, this attack. So black should not have captured the knight, but maybe moves the rook to have an escape for the king. But it looked like very, very strong for white. So good job to Lupo Monero. I'm very bad with names, but very good job. Winning the game with a very strong attack. And let's go back on the open. I didn't expect it to be so hard to comment alone. I'm a bit lost, too many games. Oh yeah, that was the one I wanted to check. Jessifer against Lumipati again. Because, okay, I want to watch it because I think the two players probably have similar levels. And in chess, I believe that's always the most enjoying games, you know, like whatever the level, when the two opponents have similar skills at chess, that's really the best games, because they're like fighting equal. For example, at high level, if you take Magnus Carlsen and Hans Niemann, do they have similar level? I don't know, but quite exciting to look at the games. Hashtag chess speaks for itself. I'm just kidding. Okay, and as I speak and say very stupid stuff, the game is actually very balanced. With black having isolated pawn in d5, but I think the position is quite balanced between the two players. Black has the rook not very well placed in the center. I mean, it's not that bad, but and I mean, okay, interesting. Okay, that's pretty interesting from Umipati deciding to attack on the white king, using the fact actually his rook is already like lift up and ready to attack on the white king. And now, okay, all chess players have these kind of decisions like, oh, do I take the pawn? Do I sacrifice my bishop to get some attack? Is it enough? And actually, I believe might be enough. Maybe not. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it looks very strong actually. Looks very strong. The fact that the black rook is already in e5, it's making the attack pretty fast. It's making the threat really, really fast, so I'm not so sure actually what white should do to defend. These positions are often very difficult for the defender too, and it's something that we have to, I mean, like beginners especially have to learn is spend a lot of time thinking about your opponent's move, what are the threats, and how to defend, which is really not the most easy task. Like when you start chess, you usually think about your moves first and see like what the opponent is going to do against my move. But in this kind of positions, you have to imagine all your opponent moves, all what he can do to attack you, and try to find the best solution to defend and survive. And here, this is all about surviving. Okay, queen d4. I really like the move. Okay, after queen queen, rook here. Black is one pawn ahead. The position is very symmetrical. And the bishop are same color on white squares. So I think it's quite an interesting game. Like the white rooks are a bit more active right now because finally, like the black rook here cannot do much at the moment. So I really like Jessifer moves to activate his rook to c7, start to attacking the pawns on the 7th rank, and threatening to bring the other rook. And since the black rook are not both on the 8th file, like after, okay, like imagine black pushes. Okay, first the pawn is, I mean, defended, but there are like some bishop takes pawn. And if rook takes back the bishop, the pawn is not pinned anymore and can capture the bishop. So okay, this is like some small tactics, but the rook can take after the white pawn. But okay, see, like black is actually finding some ways to stay in the game, like because if black try to, like I said, like if black try to push the pawn here after rook e1, black cannot contest the rook arrival on the 7th. Maybe with bishop e6, but I like white position better since the rooks are activated together. But okay, black finds this interesting move, and after bishop takes bishop, rook takes bishop, because black was, of course, threatening to take the bishop for free. So after the exchange, suddenly white has to make a choice. Do you want to defend your central pawn, or do you want to capture the ale pawn? And white decide to defend and bring up the king to remove the rook from this annoying position that is blocking white rook in the defense. And that's exactly what Jessifer is doing. So after black move a5 to release their rook to have some space to move, Jessifer removes the rook attacking and rook c1 threatening checkmate into. Black has to find an escape, either pushing a pawn or moving his king on the side so he can escape there. And yes, I think maybe rook here will have been fine too. If rook defend, white can double rooks on the 7th. Okay, white is still one pawn down, but has a very good activity, so I believe the game is far from being over. Okay, and rook d8. Maybe, yeah, it doesn't want to allow rook d7, which will have been very annoying. And now white is threatening to rook d7, takes, and the black rook cannot defend this pawn any side, like anyway. But if rook d7, maybe king in 8. Yeah. I'm not so sure. Interesting. After this game, we're going back to the beginner section. We have a lot of people to watch, so we're not going to spend all our time in single games. But this one is quite interesting. Okay, so black has to find some counterplay, but after king here, rook f2 and rook takes b6, white is defending its pawn. Maybe rook d2, threats to take the pawn. White cannot really defend at that time. Okay, so rook here to defend is also good. Actually, probably better than what I was saying. Oh, interesting game. I want to play some games. Next tournament, I will let someone else stream, and I will be on the other side playing these crazy games, but very interesting. But if Umipati can stabilize the position, maybe he can survive. But it looks so hard because his pieces are so locked. Like, okay, he can move his rook to c6. Oh, and I really don't. Okay, so here, if you stay on the 7th, okay, black direct threat is to attack this pawn, and if you don't do anything, you cannot defend it. So, okay, I understand. I didn't see it clearly, and now white has much less activity. Because what was good with the two rooks on the 7th was like this pawn was stuck there, this rook was stuck there, and this rook was looking like stuck also here to defend this pawn. But if white just plays something like this, black can play here, and if white takes, rook has to move, king has to move, takes. So yeah, I understand the move to go to defense. Now pushing pawns, and black finally removes the pin. And it looks... Oh my god! Black didn't see... Oh, wait, it's check. I need another coffee, really. Okay, so here, black has to defend the checkmate in 1, of course, so he saw it. Of course, Umipati will never miss this kind of threat. And okay, he's moving the king on the side, so if white tries to checkmate, black can come back. Now, the question is, after this, or this, take, threatening this. Now it's pass pawn against pass pawn. White pass pawn is a bit more advanced. White king is better placed to stop black pass pawn. This is... Wow, this is... I will say white is a bit better. But... yeah, and this move is actually very good. Trying... Yeah, it's... both players are fighting very hard this game. They're always trying to find the move to survive. And maybe bring the king, push. And black offers draw and white decline instantly. Wow, these guys are fighting until the end. I love it. I love it. Not okay for a draw. Jessifer wants the win. He wants to play until the end. If it has to be a draw, it has to be until the end. So a lot of stress on both sides. And like you can see, they have 20 seconds left. So 5 seconds per move is a lot, but still, it's very pressuring. You cannot like just take your time and like, okay, what can I do? Is it a good plan? Should I calculate this? And anything is possible in this position. Cool. We could see a big blunder. It's totally possible. White has to do a decision. Okay, white decide to push the pawn, which make it a bit complicated because the black king and the black rook are well blocking here. And now white has to come here probably. If he goes here, then it's a draw very fast. White wants to try his chance as much as possible. Okay, white can still always come back to do the draw anytime, I think. Okay, interesting, using his rook. Now the pawn is defended. Black tries also to activate his rook a bit more. And white put pressure on the last king of the black. So let's see. Black defends with the rook. Now white has a bit more space to push his pass pawn. Black moving the rook, trying to pin the pawn if white kings on here, but I can see the pawn still moving forward. White decides to go on the side, not going on the side to push a pawn, and black do a small check, has to go back to defense. Okay, white king staying in the middle. Oh, I think it's a draw. I think, okay, 3 repetitions, too much pressure. Maybe this could have been some some tries on the side, but I think it was too much, and it's quite fair. A draw after a very nice game. I loved it. Good job, guys. Nice game. I should put nice game, nice game. And after this amazing game, let's go back to the beginner section. Okay, let's have a look at the score. So people are finishing the third round, so we're arriving at the mid-tournament phase. And we can see the first in the ranking is FIFA Technique. We did an amazing 3-0, beating Heike MM, Savage Happy, and also Gatun. With, as you can see, some nice checkmates, always with the queen, and leading up 3-0. Second is Keiserso with 2.5. And after Savage, Gatun, AKMM, Austin, Omega Punch, all at 2 points, and Kaden, who arrived a bit late but got his win, and lost against Savage Happy, with strong opponents. And now the last game between TO and VRTT, and looks like it might be a stalemate. Okay, I can see that often. So let's open the game. Okay, so here there is many ways of checkmating, and black has a pawn to push, so probably not a stalemate. Let's look at the last few moves. White should end up this game. Next move. Let's see if VRTT finds the correct checkmate. And good job to Tio, who fights until the end and is probably thinking, oh, I want to move my king, but I cannot. What shall I do? What shall I do? I have 20 seconds. And Tio, you can move your pawn. That's the only move you can do. It's like no options. I think Tio is saying, okay, I don't want to move my pawn. I'm just going to wait these 5 seconds and go to next game. And that's exactly what happens. Okay, good games. Let's go to the next round. Next round in 1 minute. And in the open, the next one has already started. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at Zenatan game. We haven't checked his game so far. So, Zenatan is playing against Rafa. These guys have a long history together. They are nemesis at chess. They played so many games together, and I will say, maybe now Rafa has an advantage. Correct me if I'm wrong. And we can see it right away with some interesting capture. If white capture back the knight with the pawn or the queen, black is winning the bishop. So white plays the correct move to take the bishop instead of capturing the knight, and black can do intermediate check, and the position is still equal with this isolated pawn on the semi-open file. So maybe a little bit better for black, but white still has a bishop. So, the position is going to be quite open. The bishop might have some resources during the game, like either to stay in the center or maybe go back on this long diagonal. So I'm not sure. White can also decide to trade his bishop and queen against black queens and pawn to make a double pawn for the black pieces, which will be actually totally fine. I like it, and cool follow up with rook e1, rook c1, attacking the pawns in the center. But wait, Zenatan decides to attack black queen a bit more. I don't know what's the plan after that. I'm not really sure this move is doing much for white, but interesting. So let's go back on this game a bit after and close all the games. We have FIFA Technique against Kai Serso. So the two first players of the beginner tournament with 3 points and 2.5 points playing against each other. So let's follow this game. FIFA Technique with the black pieces and Kai Zero with the white pieces. So it started with e4, d6, d4, okay, not d4, knight f6. So this is the perk, I don't know how to say in English. I didn't know someone else in the club was playing this except me, but I really appreciate. Okay, h3, knight bd7, rook e8, which is okay move. Maybe black has to push e5 soon, maybe before c6 to control the center, but I mean it's fine because there is no pawn on d4, so e5 right now is good. And c3, c6. Okay, and this structure is perk structure. It's actually very solid, and it's kind of positions where white always looks a bit better in the position, especially if they play d4. Here with d3 they don't even look much better, but this opening, this structure is actually very strong because first it's preventing the white pieces from going to some nice looking outpost, which are not outposts because of this pawn. And then the structure of the pawn and the pieces is incredibly strong in the perk. It's like really defensive, but really strong, and slowly black can improve the position of his pieces and start to take more space. And this is this kind of games where if white doesn't do a strong attack with like e4, d4, f4, this kind of stuff, white cannot kill black, and black can slowly improve the position. And here it's typically these positions where white is not attacking very strong the black king. So black has actually a very interesting position. So sorry for the long explanation. Let's go back h6, which I don't really love actually, but it's not that bad. And knight b6, which I also don't love that much because I would prefer what I said just before. Anyways, like let's look bishop b3 and black pushes d5, which now I understand better. Knight b6 to help to push d5, which is quite okay actually. Yeah, because white is still, yeah, okay, not too bad. Okay, interesting. White attacking black's knights, but black responding by doing a fork, and this is crazy exchange. Black correctly takes the pawn with check, and oof, and here big mistake. No, big win. Oh my god, I'm still blind. It's a check and winning the rook. This is very well played from FIFA Technique actually. Amazing play, finding the correct fork that I didn't have in my brain. Oh my god, I didn't see that. It's quite obvious now, but I didn't see it. Okay, nice. So now black is far ahead and white is doing one last blunder, which is queen a1. The queen is not defended twice, so black will win one more rook, and suddenly we see that black has 3 minor pieces plus 2 rooks, so 2 rooks ahead than white pieces than white. And let's see how it goes. White is trading, which is never a good plan. If you're behind in material, you should not trade. And black does interesting knight h3. I don't think it's worth it at all, but let's see. He takes, the knight is pinned, so the knight cannot take back. And okay, c3, okay. And now white has too few to defend himself. We'll need some big blunders. Oh, okay, maybe first blunder, giving up the bishop. But 2 rooks and 4 pawns against knight, bishop, and 1 pawn should be enough. Let's see what black plays. Okay, black finds a good move because the bishop is pinned. White should have maybe first move the knight here or here. Okay, and black decide to simplify it even more by giving up his rook against the bishop. He could have done also rook here with stakes, but it's okay. Is just ending the game same way, and black is going to checkmate white. FIFA technique will never miss out now. I hope so. And let's go back to the beginner tournament. Okay, let's have a look. Zenatan against Oof. So let's see what happens. So we stopped around there we saw. So what happened to this game? Okay, so Zenatan decided to trade to make this double isolated pawn. Coming back here to control the outpost of the black. Okay. Okay, I think maybe Zenatan missed that this pawn was attacked. I don't see any reason to do that. And okay, so big blunder, because even though you attacked both rook, like after this rook takes, black ends up with a check. So you don't have time to take back the black rook. Okay. Okay, and now Zenatan even trades because it's a fork. Yeah. Okay, leaving no chance, and Rafa will end up the game winning one rook ahead and checkmating with his rook. Okay, good job to Rafa. Let's see on the beginner tournaments with going. So FIFA technique 4 points, Omega Punch 3 points. K0 lost his last game against FIFA technique 3 points, and let's see Gatun against Austin. So we can see Gatun has the white pieces. He's one knight up against Austin with black pieces, but with two very dangerous rooks. And it's Gatun's turn. Gatun turns to play. Okay, and Gatun plays a nice move, proposing to exchange pieces. So when you're ahead, you want to exchange. When you're behind, you don't want to exchange. So here, Austin should not agree to exchange. He's doing a side move, which is totally fine. Actually, I would have liked to see rook e2 attacking the knight, and then threatening to do like perpetual checks with the two rooks. Black would be quite happy to do perpetual check. And okay, oh my god. Okay, I was about to say that black has perpetual check now, and oh my god, here was a checkmate in one, because the white king is blocked by his own rook, but it was missed by Austin. Austin could have played rook e2, and now after this rook fe2, the king escaped to f1, and now escape to g1. Very good. Gatun is not getting trapped again. It's very good, but it's not over. Actually, there are a lot of threats. If rook here, king here, rook there, threat checkmate. Okay, this is perpetual, I guess. Gatun should never come back to e1. This was a very huge blunder because it allows black to checkmate when they're like behind material. So here, oh, what is black doing? What is black doing? This is very dangerous. Now, maybe white can... So, okay, black has to try to checks until for infinity. Yeah, very good. So now black doesn't want the white king to go there, because black will not check here because of the white rook. But there are some threats of checkmates, and I think that's why Austin is not just checking forever. He's like trying to do some checkmates, but I think he doesn't know exactly how. And he's taking the pawn instead. Okay. And Gatun is pushing the pawn to trying to make a queen. This is very tense. Gatun has to be extremely careful about potential checkmates. It will not be the first time I see a student losing with unfortunate checkmates. So, okay. Okay, now Austin doesn't have many options, okay? He cannot try to checkmate forever. He has to somehow accept to do a draw, because white is threatening to do a queen with some very fast checks and probably winning the game right away. So black cannot be fancy and do like rook f2 or something, because white will just make a queen. Okay, white makes a queen, so fortunately for black, so white knight is blocking the diagonal, so black can still do checks forever, but he has to do it with the correct rook. Okay, this one you don't want to do with the other rook, because you will allow the black king to go on the side, the white king to escape. And okay, now just repeat, I guess, forever, and it should be a draw. It's very, well, very tense game. And these two players, two students, are doing pretty well, improving a lot, and it's quite funny that they draw like this. This is not so usual position. And Austin really scared me a lot with his rook's moves and missed one checkmate in one. That's really sad. I could have also tried to threat other checkmates with the two rooks, but anyways, this is a draw. Good job, guys. Let's go back to the beginner, and everyone finished. And FIFA Technique with 4 out of 4, very good job. Savage with 3, just following with Omega Punch, closely following FIFA Technique. We have Kaysar, so Gatun, Austin, Kaden, all at 2.5. So Kaden winning against Eleon Raj. Very good job. AKMM just behind with the RTT, Alex RTT. Tio all at 2 points. After Dandy with 1.5 points. And who just left the tournament, I think. And Eleon Raj having a tough tournament, but won against like the second round. Helemi also having a tough tournament, but fighting, guys. Did you meet each other yet? No. So maybe next round you're going to meet each other. So let's see. Eleon Raj. Where are you guys? Where are you guys? Oh, maybe left the tournament? Oh no, playing against each other. So okay, guys. You have to play against each other, try to make one more points. Fighting, you guys can do it. But I cannot see the game here. Wait, where is it? Okay, nice. 4 knights opening. Very good. Bishop e7. Oh, a bit of Spanish in the air. These guys are fighting hard for the points. The e5 pawn still under attack, but you know, who cares? It's not that big deal. It will be a big fight. I think it's not going to be only for one pawn that one is going to lose or not. So let's see. Good luck, guys. D6 very good, protecting the pawn. And we're going to have a look at the open tournament. Meanwhile, with one last game finishing. Oh my god, looks interesting. Again with Jesse Fur, we are looking at this game all the time. And let's go a few moves away. So white is Panovjuri and black is Jesse Fur, and we see that Jesse Fur has some big threats of checkmate here. Oh, wait, check. Rook h1. How does black block? Oh yeah, rook takes is blocking the checkmate, but queen takes and black wins the rook. Wow. And black, okay, want to exchange right away. And and now it's 3 pawns against a rook, which is very interesting. And to be honest, it can go both ways. Let's see if someone blunders or not. Oh, and I think this is a bad move, because, Now Justifer is under so much pressure, and now it's a bit late because white can check. White is so close from promoting. White playing very well, defending the pawn. Okay, black using his last card to try to do perpetual check from behind, which is a very good idea. And now let's see what's going to happen. I think white has good chances of finishing the game by promoting a queen. Let's see. Nice game, Gatun and Austin. Yes, I agree. Shish. Sava from Sava. Hello Alex, hello Magnus. Yeah, I saw that before. And okay. Here we have, I think black might have a way to draw. So let's think a bit. Let's talk less and think more. Okay, so black can try to repeat checks. If white comes like this, at some point, he has to go there. White can push here, and black has to defend. And then white push, and it looks like a win. I think white just have to come there. And if yeah, I think okay. Oh, draw? Wait, this is not okay. This is not okay, I think. Is it really a draw? So what happened if check? I'm trying to do like this. King g8. Okay, what about if it's oh, rook h5, and if you play this, rook b5. Okay, yeah, giving up the rook because it will be a stalemate. Okay, so that was the resource from black to draw. Okay, very interesting. I had actually I didn't see that. I was thinking that, you know, after like this, I was thinking rook here, and then sorry, f2, and then if rook takes, of course, queen, and if rook goes back, then chook wins. So I was thinking like, okay, white is winning, but yeah, of course you can just f2, you can just check forever. White cannot hide behind the pawns because your king is blocking the squares, and you just have to follow the white king forever. Okay, nice. Let's stop with this game and let's go back to the open tournament, maybe? Let's see in the beginner Omega Punch against FIFA Technique. Might be interesting. So Owen just finished now. There is also Savage Happy playing against Gatun. Okay, so let's have a look at this game. It looks pretty balanced so far. Rampant Rook. Yes, exactly. That's name Sebastian said in the chat. Sebastian, who couldn't cast with me, do the stream with me. Unfortunately, I know you guys love to have sub in the stream. I'm just a very bad streamer, I think, compared to Sebastian. But well, maybe next time it's going to be there. So let's see. Actually, I really like that Savage is taking his time to play the next move. Seeing that there is a threat, black is threatening to take this pawn. And I think Sava is thinking about what to do next. So it could be like knight d4, which look, I mean, after taking the queen. Actually, the queen's first and knight d4. Actually, yeah. Okay, here, why black didn't take? Do I miss something? If black takes, white cannot do oh, white can maybe do queen here, bishop here, and here. Yeah, bishop there. I don't know. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. If there is some reason why black don't take. I don't see. I mean, white could just try to first move the queen and then try to block the knight to capture it later, but then the bishop is still going to defend it. I'm not sure. I'm not so sure. Anyway, it played like this, so okay, here actually it's black to play. So they take the queen, knight takes the queen, rook e8, rook e1 to defend the knight, but also pinning the knight. Now if the knight moves, so black rook can capture the white rook with check. And okay, no one cares about this pawn, making the mystery bigger. Why black doesn't take the pawn, I don't know. Pushing c6, trading pawns, and it's white who starts by taking the pawn. And now white has to be careful. Okay, taking the rook is very good, and if black takes the bishop, then white has ending moves, probably, if he takes with the rook, but black takes with the knight, and it is very good, because like, if black takes with the knight, I mean, the most easy move I see is just knight takes pawn with discovered check. Black cannot do much against it, and we take the knight for free just after. So yeah, very good choice from black to take with the knight. Gatun played it very well, and I'm sure she didn't take with the king because she saw it will be a discovered check, discovered attack. So that's very, very nice. And Sava is deciding to remove, like to back his knight to f3. Okay, which is reasonable. And finally, okay, mystery solved. There were no reason not to take c2. And now Sava took, Gatun took the pawn and can escape by going the same direction she's coming from. Go to g4. Okay, so the game is definitely not over. So there is one rook against one knight, against one bishop, sorry. White is clearly ahead, but it's not yet done. Let's see. A lot of things can happen still. White has to activate his pieces, and black also has to activate his king and the knight. That is a bit out of the game for now. So let's see how white decide to proceed. Playing b4, okay. b4, c5, takes. And pushing a4. Well, a lot of things can happen, like the bishop is actually pretty strong, and at the moment the rook is not that active, so there are a lot of maybe trickery, like knight here, I have to look, white king doesn't want to be there, or it will be discovered attack, and if white come on the side, there might be some cheeky checks, but it looks fine. No, nothing special. Okay, knight d3. I don't really know why, actually. Okay, let's see how they play. Knight c5, knight b4. Okay, I like it. White knight is getting more active. He's also protecting the pawn on b5. So I like it more for white now. Now they have to use their advantage to have a rook instead of a bishop to try to capture the pawns. So the rook and the bishop, of course, are very good in endgames because they have unlimited range, right? They can go from one side to the other side of the board. But the big difference is, okay, first, it's more easy to move on files and rows and on diagonals, and also the the black bishop on white squares will never be able to attack or capture pawns or pieces that are on black squares, when the rook can capture any piece on the board. So the rook is much better, but however, like, black can still fight, and at this level, you know, like people like playing chess for a few years, they still do sometimes big blunders when there are some knights on the board, because knights can do forks, and forks, when you don't have much time, are often missed. We saw that time and time again. That's why it's very important to practice with puzzles, because when you practice puzzles, you will see like these forks and this oh wow, and you will be able to spot them in games. But come back to the games. Gatun played a5, probably forgetting the en passant rule that will allow white to capture the black pawn and go to a6, which would have been a disaster, because after knight to c5, forking to take back the pawn, white can either push the pawn and give the rook, and there is no way to block the pawn to the queen, or even just play rook h4 to attack the bishop, and then if black doesn't capture, then the pawn will have gone to queen, I guess. And if black goes something like this, you can just check. I mean, there are so many ways. Yeah. So actually, it's very easy. Like after a5, it pawns fork. You just do a check and push again, and no way to stop it. But white had a plan in mind and didn't consider his opponent's move. And after knight here, there is this amazing fork that is not closing the deal, because black can still check. That's what it does. And after here, there is one move to save both pieces, is a4 or bishop f7. Okay, so a4, rook can take the bishop, and there is no way black can push this pawn to queen. So here black should have played, I think, bishop f7 to keep some hope. Okay, anyways, a4, white doesn't take the bishop, knight c1, white takes the pass pawn, maybe too scared that the pawn will go to queen, and now it's getting more and more complicated for white. Okay, get Savage happy, trying one last try. Oh yeah, okay, giving up his bishop against the pawn, and unfortunately no fork, nothing to come back to the game. And now white just have to play carefully and slowly end up the game, you know, by taking black pawns and checkmating with like pushing our own pawns, his own pawns. Oh yeah, it was Gatun defending with the bishop. I mixed up the two names. Okay, let's check another. Oh, alright, and Savage doing small mistake on that, giving up a pawn. Actually, it's quite important not to give up pawns, because like if you give up the second pawns, suddenly the game is becoming much more tricky. I think there are like some real hope for black. So white has to be very careful actually, because the black knight has not many squares now. But okay, white can try to like do some cute checkmates like this, but the black knight will come back too soon. Or maybe it could have worked, but black can also just oh yeah, I would have liked it. And now black may come back like this to attack the pawn. But maybe white just try to capture the pawn right now, and it should be much more easy. Oh my god, okay. So it happened. The fork! Oh my god, the fork! Yes! It happens sometimes. I have to be very careful with that. That's, I mean, I understand it happened to me a lot when I was starting chess. The few first years. Even now, when playing bullets games or very fast games, you can do like these huge mistakes. It's very common. Oh my god, and now actually white is praying to do a draw now because black has 2 pawns against 1. So in theory, if black is trading this pawn against this pawn, then white just have to trade. Okay, so here it's a draw. White can just capture the pawn, capture the other one, and it's over. Come on, white. Oh no, just capture the pawn, end up this suffering. You cannot checkmate with your knights. Unless black block himself on the corner and move his knight away and we checkmate, but it's a small hope in this game, but I mean if it happens that would be epic. If black goes to h1, push the pawn to h2, move his knight away and let white checkmate him, that would be insane. But okay, draw. White finally takes a pawn, draw. Good game, guys. Yeah, very good game. Interesting. The last fork for Gatun, saving the day. Amazing. And we're already 5 games down. FIFA Technique having a huge lead on the beginner tournaments. And on the open tournaments, where is it? Here. On the open tournament, the 5th game is not yet finished. But Umi Patti, doing a very good performance with 3.5, can still be beaten this round by all the second place equal, like Potato Turtle. Potato Turtle. Yeah, Potato Turtle. Nice name. Potato Turtles. Rafa, Jessifer, and Zenatan. Wow. All these guys just behind. Actually playing against each other, no? Oh, not really. Okay, so Potato Turtle playing against Jessifer. Very tense game. But we've seen so much of Jessifer. I want to look at other players too. So, okay, Dandy left. Sion Alexander. 2139 against Afra. Let's have a look. So Rafa with white pieces currently leading a knight 2 pawns ahead and 1 pawn very far up there. So we've studied this with Rafa several times. I think Rafa knows how to finish this game. Okay, he's giving up this pawn. Take other pawns and he's going to have the huge advantage of pawns plus the knight helping. It should be a no match. Still have to be careful though, because not to... Okay, so pawn here, if takes, can take back with the knight, or can just take the rook right away. Okay, I like taking with the knight, keeping the 2 pawns together, even though they're on the side. It should be an easy win. And Sion Alexander, who looks like 974 in rapid, 800 in bullets. Okay, very nice player. Oh, actually, it's like 1900 in blitz and 2100 in rapid. So a pretty strong player. Let's maybe have a look at the start of the game quickly. What happened? So they played the Italian, and how it happened? Okay, bishops were traded, and okay, Rafa went for the attack, bring up the rooks, pushing pawns. Oh, with like some intermediate moves, interesting. Exchanging the queens, attacking the 2 pawns, putting black in some difficult situation. They have to choose which one they want to defend. Taking pawns. Okay, and I think black had to give up the knight, maybe against the pass pawn. Okay, yeah, okay, and white made a queen, so won the knight, and we arrived there when white was pushing the last pawn. And let's go back to the game check, pushing the pawns, bringing the king, putting the king safe, keep pushing the pawn. Nice, very good job, Rafa. So I think the game is over on this side. Let's look I still want to see in the open tournament. So Zenatan won his last game. Oh yeah, Zenatan already finished his last game, so that's why he got 3 points. Rafa is first equal with Umibati. Did these guys play together? I'm not sure. Oh yeah, they played second round and Umibati won. But it still can change on one way or the other. And the last game is between Jessifer and Potato Turtles. So these guys are fighting for the first rank actually. And looks like Jessifer is going to win this one. And maybe access to the first rank of the tournament at game 5, so round 5. So very tense. Very tense tournament. We still don't know who might win. Very exciting, and this kind of end games. I mean, you can see on the right, white can still try to be very annoying with his rook, so black has to find a way to either trade the rook or push the white to trade the rook because of like some unstoppable checkmate or something. But yeah, I still need to think a bit about it. And let's go for the beginner tournament for the 6th round. So just 2 rounds left. 6 rounds is already well started. And oh my god, FIFA Technique already beaten Austin with fancy checkmates. I mean fancy, with usual queen checkmate it did during all his games. Okay. Very good job. FIFA Technique doing amazing. 6 out of 6. Followed by K0, who won his last game against Sava, and Austin just behind Sava, and Dandy doing amazing. Wow, Dandy. Good job. Kieran still playing against Helemi, so let's have a look. Kieran and Helemi, like new players, and Kieran doing amazing. 2 rooks ahead. So let's have a look to the game quickly. Helemi who started chess not too long time ago. I think I'm not sure. I never met, but let's have a look. So it was the Italian, and both players played pretty good the start of the game. Maybe knight g4 was a bit too much, but it's still fine. No big mistakes. Oh, and okay, and first big blunder was taking the bishop when it was actually defended by the knight. So Kieran took a strong advantage at that time, and Helemi attacked so strong with all her pieces, but not enough. It's too well defended. And okay, Helemi took back the queen. Good job. It was a bit messy start, I can see. And Kaden not seeing the bishop. Still some big blunders by the 2 students, but you know, as I said, as long as the students have the same level, it's quite interesting. And here it was a real fight, but Kaden looking stronger. Now Kaden has to checkmate, so Kaden knows very well how to checkmate, but let's see if he can hand up the game. Helemi, unfortunately, not having much hope now because very few pawns, no pieces, and Kaden with his new queen just promoted might end up the game very fast. So let's see. Let's see. We'll go back on it very shortly. On other games still ongoing, there is Tio against Gatun. And these games look like Gatun is having a strong advantage. And the last one will be AKMM. Oh yeah, like our usual strong contender against Alien Raj. And Alien Raj is ahead right now. Well, I think it's again some kind of messy game with some queens like falling during the fight. Let's have a quick look. Also, d4. What happened? How the queens disappeared? Oh, giving up a knight against a pawn. Still some progress to do on this. You want to trade only when the value of the piece you trade is equivalent at least of the piece you're taking. And now giving up the bishop. But wait, black lost his queen somehow. Okay, queen d7. I guess not seeing that the knight could take the queen and losing after that a rook against the knight. And oh my god, some big blunders here. The pawn could take. So maybe Helion Raj and AKMM not seeing fully what their pieces are able to do. And oh my god, rook b8, queen takes b8, rook b8, capital mistake, because now there is a checkmate coming. Is white going to see the checkmate in one move? Yes, and Helion Raj winning the game against AKM. Good job, very good job. And Kaden. Oh, Kaden did a draw! Oh my god, so let's see what happened. Kaden, oh my god, Kaden, I think playing a lot this game, making like, oh, why not making another queen? And after making the queen a4, and suddenly realizing this queen is controlling this. And black king cannot go anywhere. And this is a stalemate. Kaden, we talked about it in class. Actually, last class, yesterday. Don't be careful about. You know how to checkmate with only one queen. You don't need all these pieces. And okay, this is stalemate. Okay. So next round starting in 1 minute. Let's go to the open tournament. Open tournament, where is it? Chuck. We were following FRA against Sion. So FRA finished by beating Sion. This was last game. Oh, wait. No, actually FRA didn't beat Sion. I just misread this position. So you remember this position? We checked together and we stopped there and we were like, okay, Rafa is going to win this game easy. But look at this. Rafa probably playing too fast. Queen d5, and this is an amazing stalemate, which is still a draw. Because the queen is controlling these squares. The knight is controlling this square. The queen is also controlling this square. And the white king and the pawn are controlling these squares. So the black king cannot move anywhere. And this is also a stalemate from one of our best students. I think he didn't expect it. And when I saw the position, honestly, I didn't see it was a stalemate. I was just like, okay, you won. And then looking at the score, I was like, oh, wait. Why is it a draw? Oh, and we see that in the little board, Potato Turtle won? Oh wait, I saw Potato Turtle at Wait, what happened? Potato Turtle was black? Oh, okay, I thought Jessifer was black. Okay, my bad. I thought Jessifer was black, but it was Potato Turtles with this name. How can it not be first? So now, Potato is playing against Rafa. So, Dandy is not playing anymore. It left the tournament. Sion is playing too, but we saw one of his games. I want to focus on Potato against Rafa for the last game. I think it's going to be quite interesting. Wait, is it the last game or it's the 6th round, not the last? So Potato first in the ranking and Rafa third. And Potato is already putting a lot of pressure on Rafa. With the 2 pass pawn and Rafa doing a weird move, bringing back his rook to f8. There were like many moves he could have done, like even capturing to go back there. Oh wait, you cannot capture. Capturing would have been the worst move actually. But he could have done rook here. But after pawn, maybe he doesn't want to set the bishop here. Yeah, so maybe actually Rafa rook f8. Maybe rook e8 will have been fine too, but okay. And now pushing pawns. White wants to trade. Rafa keep pushing, but wait here. Okay. And now white is forcing black to trade, and looks like white will make a queen and force black pieces like black to capture with the bishop and lose the bishop. Okay, so Rafa is keep attacking, well aware that he has to give up his bishop. And I don't really understand this move. Maybe to try to do something, but h4, trying his last resources to make something happen. Now the white king can come defend the bishop. Oh, what? Oh, yes. I didn't see rook b7 check, and now the white king comes. Okay. Oh, and okay. And rook here to prevent the pawn from pushing, but didn't see the skewer, and now this is good game. Okay. So Rafa, difficult games against Potato really, really takes the lead. So we can see Potato is going to have most likely 5 points. Yeah, game's over. Potato first with 5 points, and Umipati playing against Alexander. Yeah, 2 good players, 2,100 on chess, not bad, not bad. On the beginner side, this is the last round, and time I go there, FIFA Technique won against Dandy, and Kaiser, he's still playing. So let's have a look. Kaiser against Gatun, and there's still some games down there. Omega Punch against Alex Ortiz. Let's have a look at Gatun's game. So we can see it's quite balanced. White Knights looks a bit better. They have more activity. They can come very fast when Black Knights are on the sides. So let's see how Gatun is going to increase her advantage. So far she's like 1 pawn ahead, but the pawns are double pawn, so it's not that huge. It's not helping too much to push the pawn to promotion. However, her pieces have better squares at the moment, and I think she can win directly from that, from the activity of our pieces. Okay, and Keris also okay, trying to eat this pawn. So let's see. Okay, I like it. Cartoon trading a double pawn against another pawn. And oh, Keris also deciding to go back to defend the pawn. So now it's clear that Gatun has a bit more activity. She can already come to d7, starts to threat to take pieces on 7-5, and after rook d7, rook c8 to defend, suddenly the position looks really bad. Like white can just maybe rook e7 and capture the pawn on e6, or just bring back the king. Okay, Gatun decided to attack the knight. So now the knight is actually protecting d7 and also attacking e4. And Gatun moving her knights to the attack. Okay. Still anything can happen. Okay, a check, which is actually maybe dangerous this check because the knight cannot go anywhere there. So after rook king f7, the knight will have been trapped, I guess. Oh no, because white could yeah, knight. I think it was very dangerous, but black decided to go on the corner. I don't really agree with that, but let's see. And white a3 to consolidate our pawn structure. It's okay too. Let's have a look at the other games. Alex RTT against oh, Kaden against AKMM. And Kaden. Wow, Kaden is winning. Let's have a look at the game. So it was 4 knights start, and already AKMM doing some tricky move, moving knight h4, which is not advised. Usually you don't want to put your knight on the side unless you have like very clear attack. So castle, and okay, some exchange. And already when the knight takes back the bishop. Okay, so here first, knight, black is giving up a knight and a bishop against bishop, but white doesn't take back the knight. Instead developing the bishop, and black sees that he can take the white knights, and already white is far ahead. And here, I think also there is a little checkmate in one, of course. Here, white after playing knight e2 will be checkmate by queen takes h2, but black came back home because maybe Kaden wants to play a long game, doesn't want to end up too short, and white continued to develop pieces, takes the knights a bit too late, so here white could have taken the knights, but developing pieces and finally taking the knights when it's defended by the black queen, so losing the queen and kind of waiting around. I think lost his sense of combativity for this game. I can see AKMM is probably not wanting to end this game so well. Maybe gave up a bit. But let's see. I think Kaden might win this game. I mean, pretty sure about it, but let's see. Still could be stalemate hole. And on the open, like this is a 6 round still, and there's Umipati still playing against Sion Alexander and Zenatan against Jessifer. I cannot cast a tournament without looking at the dad's games. So Zenatan and Jessifer being two dads of the younger players. And I think the game looks quite over already, because black is one bishop ahead. Maybe there are going to be some tricks. I'm not sure. Already white is in a bit of trouble now, because of course white doesn't want to exchange pieces. But here, what can he do? His knight is pinned. Maybe he could try some trickery, like queen d2, and if black try to bishop 7, then white takes the bishop. Something like this. Oh, and Nathan didn't play and lost on time. Oh, I didn't see the time control was so low. Jessifer had only 43 seconds also. Okay. So this game is done, and Jessifer is just second place behind Potato. For the last game, maybe a comeback, I'm not sure. And the tiebreak is much better for Potato. So even if Potato lost the last game and Jessifer wins the last game, I think Potato is still going to be first. So very good job to the Turtle Potato, who is doing amazing this game, only losing a game against Pan of Jury, who is also doing quite a good tournament with 3.5 out of 6. Let's go to the beginner game to follow the game between Gatun and Kaiser. So, and we can see it's actually pretty interesting. Let's go back in time a bit to see what happened. So, remember, this is part of the game. Oh, and here, okay, here was a big blunder. Like Gatun was thinking, I think, like, okay, I'm attacking this pawn twice. Let's capture it. It's one free pawn. But then forgot that her knight was also protecting the other knight. And after capturing the knight, the pawn, the black rook can capture the knight for free. I think Carlson agrees that it was a blunder. But Gatun is still fighting, and this is really good because this game is not yet over, okay? There is one passed pawn, one rook, anything is possible, okay? Looks difficult, but we know at this level there are still a lot of blunders, so it's important to fight. If you've done a blunder first, a big blunder, don't give up. Your opponent might do also a blunder. If you guys are same level, you know, it kind of makes sense. You do a blunder early, it does a blunder late game, and maybe one of you guys win. But you have to keep fighting until the end. Especially here, you know, like after something like rook take, king take, the pawn is going to queen faster than the black pawns. So, oh wait, now maybe it's too early because chuck pawn takes and the white king can run away. Yeah, I can run after it. Okay, so now endgames, always a bit complicated. White has to follow the pawn. If he doesn't follow the pawn, I think he will arrive. Oh, actually arrive with check. Okay, still everything possible. This is the race for the queen. What an amazing game. Maybe by bringing the king to have been a win for the whites. Oh, and the white can capture the knight with check. So, okay, very interesting. Let's see. Let's see if some trickery can happen, or if it's going to be a draw. This is very nice. Black offers draw and white declines. Okay, this is insane. Black is one pawn ahead, still offers draw, and white say, okay, I don't care, I just have my queen, but I'm going to win. I don't want to draw. This is spicy. This is really spicy. Oh my god, no! What happened? Oh my god! Okay, here. And now white offers draw and black declines draw. Oh, what a madness! What a madness! What are those games? I'm never ready to cast these games. It's too much. Oh my god. What a roller coaster. And then White resign. Oh my god, this is insane. Whew, whew, whew. It's too much. Okay, so let's see. Okay. In the game, one last game for the open, 6th round between Omipati and Sion. And let's look at the beginner. Okay, the beginner tournament is over. Okay, guys. So first, thank you for joining the tournament. I hope it was fun on your side. I hope you didn't look at the stream. I think not so much because we have only 1 million viewers on the stream right now. Okay, no, just 5 right now. So I guess the students were not connected. That's good. Congrats so to FIFA Technique finishing first with a perfect score of 7 points. Playing also against all the leaders of the tournament. So very good job, FIFA Technique. 7 points. Performance 1775. Very, very nice tournament. Followed by Kay Serso with a very nice performance too, 5.5, and Austin just behind, 4.5, who came back at the end. Austin winning 2 of the 3 games at the end, only losing against FIFA Technique, so very, very good job. And Gatoon, who was almost third with this last game. She was ahead, but lost the last game, and so she's just behind 4th place. They're all equal in number of points. Gatoon, Omega Punch, Alex RTT, Kaden, very good. Kaden, very good results. Very, very nice. Good job. Congrats, guys. I'm typing in the chat of the tournament. Very good. And followed by Savage Happy, who lost the 2 last games but did an amazing start of the tournament. Dandy, actually we came back. I thought he was leaving the tournament, but he won 2 games at the end. And VRTT, who also won his last game, 3 points. Very good. Very good job. Then we have Theo, who had a difficult tournament but still won 2 games. Very good job. Helemi also won a nice game against Heleon Raj and did a draw. Oh yes, like with Kaden, who made so many queens. AKMM tournament, who started so good and finished a bit hard. We saw like the last games. I think AKMM was was a bit tired maybe. Helen Raj first tournament and did pretty good, winning 2 games. And then Anish Giri, okay, the famous grandmaster who didn't play many games, and Titan Wishanal, who didn't play the tournament at the end. So 14 players, very good results to you guys. Congrats again, and see you next time. So next time is going to be probably Sunday 27th of November. We're going to create a tournament just after. I hope you guys enjoyed the tournament, and congrats again. You will get your points by Sebastian and not Magnus Carlsen. And yeah, let's look at the open for the last games. So open, we're like, it's the last game right now. Already some people finished our game. You can see like our Pan of Jury was exempt, got 3 points. Omipati left the tournament, really? It was the last game. And we have still some games. We have Zenatan against Potato Turtle. And as I can see, he's 1 piece behind already. Jessifer against Sion Alexander. And Jessifer looks like he's already having a very good position. Breaking the castle of White King. And Rafa against Dandy. Wait, Dandy. It's Sam Dandy? Dandy who played in the beginner? And played also in the open? Dandy? You're playing 2 tournaments at the same time? Are you like a grandmaster? Okay, let's look at the game. So Dandy playing 2 tournaments at the same time. I didn't see that during all the tournaments. What a performance! But I don't advise it. It's really hard to play 2 games at the same time, especially Blitz. How can you? It's difficult. It's better to focus on only one game. But okay, so now he's playing against Rafa, who is a very strong player, and the game looks quite interesting actually. Then he's attacking very hard on the black castle, and black is finding a way actually to make the situation better, because after knight takes bishop, pawn takes, and queen takes pawn, I think the pressure is much less, because there is not anymore this knight that was pinning the pawn, which was preventing, for example, some defense with g6. Oh, and wow! Instead of taking back the bishop, white plays rook g1 to full attack the black king. But I'm not sure, because okay, white just lost the bishop, and even if black just saved his knight, white is going to like take the pawn, and what else? Queen here? Is it winning? I'm not sure. I don't think so. Okay, but Rafa plays it safe. He prefers to defend with g6, which is now possible because there is no pin. And after pawn takes knight, he can get the free pawn on f2. And if white trades, then white attack is pretty much over. However, and actually if white takes, it's even worse than this, because the bishop taking back is doing a fork. So actually white cannot take back really. Well, this is very complex, because oh wow, white giving up the rook, full attack mode, and now okay, white still has knight b1 as backup to defend, so there is no checkmate for black. And oh my god, no, don't trade right now. I think queen here would have been more interesting. I mean, it could have been defended, but I would have liked to see something more aggressive. After trading, now, okay, white is in big trouble. Yeah, rook here is very good, because now white can't defend the knights. It will be checkmate if white don't do anything, so white has to push a pawn. And rook will take the knight check after king takes rook, and it looks like totally over. But I really love the spirit, like the attack spirit sacrificing the rook. It was very ballsy, a bit crazy, but yeah. Okay, and let's see. Sorry guys, I misclicked. So oh wow, and look at that. It's checkmate. Like here didn't take the knight with check. Instead, black played bishop here check. And after king here is checkmate. If white try to defend, it's also almost over with whatever. I mean, okay, so good game. Rafa played a convincing game, winning the last game and having 4.5 points. So now he's second equal, but he can still be third or even less depending on the last result. So let's see, which game are we going to follow? I think we're going to follow Jessifer against Sion. Today is the day of Jessifer. We're watching so many of his games. And to be honest, he plays very nice games. It's nice to see. It's very enjoyable. So okay, this game. This game, so pairs of bishop against a pair of knights. Black has a small weakness in f7. White has to be careful of move like g5 that will trap the knight, the bishop. Okay, so f5. I'm not sure I like it because, yeah, white can just trade like this, and we have this double pawns. Castle with check, winning some tempo. Black has some very strong squares, and he takes it right away. Okay, so white takes the file and give up the pawn on e3, the double pawn. And white played pretty fast, taking back this pawn. I'm not sure who I like the most. Black is 2 pawns ahead, but white has some kind of attack. I'm not so sure about it. So white is threatening to take the pawn with check, and maybe win the knight. Right away, he's also threatening to take this pawn, but it's not really a threat. I think it's mostly threatening this, maybe doubling and putting a rook on the 7th. Okay, and black defense with the rook. I think now it's kind of clear. White's plan must be like, yeah, to attack, and even if black try to counter attack, white has a very safe square here, where he's not going to get bothered. Okay, wait, like if black takes rook here, black takes here, the rook is defending the knight, and the queen will defend g7. I think it might be Sir Alexander's plan. Not that clear actually. Wait, and if queen takes, is there some stuff like bishop here, and if rook, king cannot take the rook, or it will be check. And oh yeah, actually it works. Queen cannot take there. Bishop f3, f6 is, wait, knight takes. I'm miscalculating very hard. So queen takes pawn. So like, let's see, rook f7, queen takes pawn. If bishop here, just knight takes, rook takes. Yeah. Maybe I'm still missing something, but looks like so strong, right? Can someone help me on that? Oh, bishop here first. Yeah, in all cases, like, I don't know if g6 maybe is saving the day for the black. I'm not sure. In like other, if do rook f7 first, maybe just g6 will save the day. But then there might be some, I don't know. Not so sure. Anyone in the chat that can tell me? I don't want to use the engine right now. So it's very interesting. Okay, so queen here, that threats to come g7. If black takes, and maybe pawn takes. Okay, knight here is guarding the pawns, but he's not guarding the queen, so now yes, queen 7 is forced, and now what? What? It's it's quite interesting position. Bishop h8. Oh, that's nice. Like releasing some space for the rooks so they can be active. It's a very nice move, and of course the black king cannot take the bishop, or there will be rook takes knight followed by a checkmate. So rook d2 check, king h1, and rook takes why? 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 And now there is a checkmate. Oh yeah, because there is still this threat, right? Like here, what can black do to avoid this? Okay, and checkmate. So here, what about just checking if queen here? Oh yeah, rook here, and you have to take, and then checkmate. Wow. Okay. Okay, nice game, nice game. So yeah, no way to defend this. So Sion tried his best, but yeah. Anyway, so let's go back to the open. Yeah, here. Let's refresh. So, tournament over with Potato Turtle. First of the tournament with 6 points. Very nice game. Losing only his second game against Pan of Jury. Then Jussifer doing a very good start, very good end, scoring 5 points. Followed by Pan of Jury 4.5 and Rafa like equal third with 4.5 points. Umipati left the last round but had a very strong start. Same for Sion Alexander, who is definitely a very good player. Zenatan and Lupo Monero and Dandy just behind. Dandy didn't play all the games. And Jakobsen, left the tournament, as well as these other guys that, Ritz was a bit tough start, left after, and Alex RTT was in both tournaments. But quite a good tournament, to be honest. It's pretty nice, and Potato doing a performance to 22,072 points, so pretty good, 2200s. And Jussifer doing a very good game too. So yeah, congrats everyone. It was very nice streaming, a lot of nice games. I had to take 2 cups of coffee to try to follow what happened, but I think I'm fine. I hope I didn't miss too many things. It was really nice, and hope to see you guys next time. So 27th of November on Sunday, so the last Sunday of the month as usual. See you guys, and yeah, keep playing chess. See you next time. Bye bye.